Ready? 50, Mike's 50. Check right, check right. Check, check. Fresno, Fresno, Fresno.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Right, didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Hey, wahoo!
Here's 2nd and 8. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8.
Come on, boy. You better be ready. Don't be scared of it. Hey, Delta.
Back to throw. Hughes. Open man, it's Keith Kirkwood. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
Has a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
Go on, go on. Ready, ready?
Now Hughes on first down. And he's got his receiver. That's Sammy Watkins. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11. Looked like man coverage, able to read it there on the outside for the completion. That'll be something to track as the game goes along here.
It certainly will, and there's so many different ways that they will try to figure out whether you're in man or zone. Sometimes you'll run a guy in motion to see if someone runs with him. Other times you'll empty out the backfield, spread it out, and see if everyone comes out and matches up. In any event, anytime you see man coverage, you tell your guys you've got to win those matchups, because if you do, you'll get the football and probably for a nice game.
To throw is Hughes. To throw on 2nd down. And complete to Zach Ertz. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Hughes, off play action. This is caught, Watkins. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Hey, Charlie.
Here's Hughes, throwing on first down. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. Oh, and now some space to operate. A big run by the big man Fournette. 47 yards on the ground. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And they'll get this down to the 10. They pick up 12 on the play, and the chains move. Fournette, a first down carry. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And he'll take it all the way up near the 30-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, and he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. They run with Howard. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hughes now looking to throw on second down. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 14 yards there and an Eagle first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
This is caught inside the 15. And they move this all the way down to the 9. That one good for 37 yards. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has 0 answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Down. 60 outlaw. Whip. Watch the whip. Pilot, 64, whip. Hey, check. Mike 50. Stay ready.
On 1st and goal, Howard. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Matchbox lights. Check nine. Kill. Hey, lock it. 52. Ready. Set, go.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Hey, we heavy on the edges. Hey, Echo.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on 4th down. From the right hash, this from 33. And the kick by Elliott is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they...
Piece of cake, because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness. Maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Looking to throw. Man open, that's Kiki QT, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. He'll drop to throw. Got an open man. It's QT. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. A shotgun give to Fournette. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
They tried a quick hitter inside. Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. A minute 52 to play until halftime. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
132 fighter.
They go with Howard to begin the drive. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 37-yard line.
44, Mike, get it.
This is Howard on second down. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
To throw on second down, Hughes. They'll roll him out right. He'll run it. Now the ball comes loose. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys have to touch the ball and carry weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy. I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That one complete. He finds Shark. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll drop the throw. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
Watch 16. He likes to go for the sideline.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
Incomplete. It's 3rd down and 7 yards to go.
The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, this fielded at the 2. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Leonard Fournette. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
56. Check 56. Come on. You better break it. Check.
They'll run with Fournette. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. He'll look to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46.
Watch twist.
Back to throw. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 47-yard line.
Set, hut. Check. 95 to Sam. No, check. He's Mike. Let's go.
2nd and 11. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the 1st. They'll look to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 26. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when, and he told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 11th touchdown of the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You've got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky.
Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. He was looking for Miles Sanders out of the backfield.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
Check the hot read.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And a nice pick up there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
Second and goal from inside the 5. On the run, it's Fournette. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position, now facing 3rd down. Here's Fournette. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. So on 4th down, Jags kicker Josh Lambo comes on from the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Lambo is good, and that will knot us up at 10. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you get all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
50, Mike's 50. Hey, let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball. Shoot!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that's complete to Sanders. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now Howard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Good push up front, and then a run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Switch gears. General West.
This one out quickly to Watkins. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
That's good. On the double. 44 Mike. Check.
7-yard
Crunch time. 36. Four's the Mike. Ready?
On 2nd down now, it's Howard. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Now Hughes on 1st and 10. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Josh Allen in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Hey, Orvin. 44. Clear. 44.
Looking to throw. Hughes. He's going to fire one deep up. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. third touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes it a 17-10 score. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super tough.
This is Fournette, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Back to throw here. The open man is Westbrook. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
The Jaguars on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4. 65, 65, 65.
He'll look to throw. Shart's got it left side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
And the Jaguar first down.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Fournette. And they'll get to him just inside the 15. Even after the strong run we just saw, they're able to corral him quickly defensively.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Boston Scott, his first carry. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. This one out quickly to Westbrook. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. D.D. Westbrook, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. A very important extra point there, up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. 17-17 the score, all even to this point as the kick's away. This one taken from the 7. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line.
At their own 32-yard line.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
That's good for an Eagles first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Ready? 44's Mike. Check, check. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son. Hey, Zoo. Spoke to Mike. Mike spoke. You draw quarters. Now.
To throw is Hughes on 1st down, escaping the pressure right. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. There he goes left side. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. I get and appreciate that they wanted to go for the win, not play for overtime, but that's the cost right there.
Not so sure their fans feel the same way as you when they just watch that ball get picked and taken the other way, and now they're down 6. Looks like it's going to be a loss for them. An absolute catastrophe when they tried to be aggressive.
This one fielded at the 5. He'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. 1-possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them...
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Mike spoke. You got nothing today. You got nothing. Watch the eye. 5. 44's to Mike. 44's to Mike. Yeah, let's get a second.
Go. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Hey, exit. 44's Mike. 44's Mike. Check, check. Some got man. Bofo's the Mike. Mike's Bofo. Check.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Jags grab it. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the